Hey, well, I want to thank Davyne again for doing the Mevo presentation. She did one, was it last year or maybe not even last year?
It was in early 2020 and things have changed. So
Yes,
I'm
okay.
addressing that.
Yes, you said there were some updates, so
Yes,
Davyne's going to
different
talk
ways of
about
doing
that.
it.
Okay.
So for radio, why do we want to use video? And we use it to increase the reach of our station over and above our analog signal. And we use digital video apps to do it. And for us, the best response we've gotten in using video is using Facebook, and then also Instagram and Twitter is something that I'll use, but it tends to be something that I really don't depend upon. Lately, TikTok has gotten to where it is a very useful tool, and it has, from what I understand, the best algorithms. So that, say you're doing if you've got a short TikTok video that you want to use to promote a program that you've got going on, you use, apparently it's very good with the keywords. So you figure out what keywords to use, and you go, incorporate the keywords in so that anybody interested in that particular topic, that video is going to flash on their TikTok feed. What's good about social media video is that you can target your audience, and if anybody has ever done any advertising in the past, you never have been able to do that in the past. So that's one of the reasons, as a tool to increase the brand and awareness of your station, that if you're not doing video, you might consider doing some, whether it's interviews or live in the studio or whatever. And it's good for data collection so that you understand a little more about what people who are listening to you or watching your video. It gives you stats for what gains more interest. There is a learning curve involved in understanding how to use social media, how to glean the information from social media. But it is a new thing, and as traditional media continues to decline, the use of digital social media is where we all are going to have to consider going. Our city is still losing its print reporters. When I moved here, there were 75 reporters in our local newspaper, and they're down to 8. And their best reporter just now left the paper and has joined a nonprofit group that is doing basically reporting from a nonprofit standpoint and getting people to support and subscribe to their nonprofit news delivery. So with Facebook especially, our goal is to get more people following our page so that they know what we're doing. We're in a town of the city limits is about 95,000. So we want to kind of be always scrolling somehow on social media, especially Facebook, of what the station is doing as far as political reporting, our music shows, people promoting their shows on Facebook. And so reach and engagement are the two things that in social media that you need to be looking for. That what you want to do with social media is increase your reach and engagement. So if you have 3,000 followers, your goal is $9,000 reach. The notice from Facebook shows for the past week we had a reach of 17,000, and 2,600 in engagement. That's an old statistic, but that's basically what was happening during that time whenever I first did this slideshow. So as I said, reach and engagement are the two things to watch and work to increase on social media. This is a picture of our Facebook page, the opening of our Facebook page. And currently we've got almost 5,500 followers and 4,777 fans. And we target, when we do any video or any promotion, we target people who have liked our page or follow our page and their friends. So, for example, this is one of the bits of information that you can glean from social media's insights. The people who are similar to us that we follow, we want to see how they're doing compared to what we're doing. So you can see WPVM had engagement for this particular week of 2,600. The other local station in town that is also low power is Asheville FM. And at that time they had 101 people or eyes on their page seeing whatever they were doing. So this is a way of kind of comparing how you're doing with your other local media organizations. And this is a recent statistic from Facebook. Again, the number of people reached during the week of the month of October 13th through November 9th. So we reached 5,900 people, and the week before or the month before, we did a lot of political programming, and so we had almost double the reach before in the month of September into mid-October. And then this is a graph again showing you this, giving you an idea of how your programming is being viewed on social media. You can see, for example, I did an interview with the former mayor of Charlotte in North Carolina. We had a program called the Trusted Elections Program to go around the state doing town halls about increasing trust in the voting system. And so that particular video that I did of that interview got 1,300 views. This is an older photo of live Mevo camera use in the studio, where we had very loved local musician in, the guy with the drum. And you can see that particular video. Whenever we did that, we had that video reached 5,888 people. And we did find, this, we had live studio performances back in the pandemic. We have not had that return to the station yet, unfortunately. So whenever the pandemic closed everything down, we kind of lost our people coming in performing live in the studio, and we would really like to get more people back in. Again, so this is a graphic of, we were actually videotaping this because you can see it's a video that's got the forward arrow to play it, but this is just a graphic of it showing the return that we got as far as reach and engagement. And this is another one of the same thing, showing this particular entertainer is also very popular in town, and we had excellent reach and engagement on that. So this is Davyne back in 2013 that is the equipment that I used to have to haul around to do live streaming. So I've got a PDX-10 camera there. I've got a mixer there. I've got my computer, and I have microphones that are plugged into that mixer up on the dais with the school board people. So I had to carry all that equipment around, and I also have a typing table there. That's what I use to keep the equipment on. So things had changed drastically since almost 10 years ago. So this is the video. This is one of the cameras that we use in the studio, which is a Mevo camera. But since we all have been using Zoom since the COVID began, we know we're using Zoom a lot. We use Zoom, and we also use StreamYard, which is another program. If we have an opportunity to have an interview with someone, they don't have to come into the station. If they have an internet connection, we can have an interview with them anywhere around the world. And so this is on our website. This is our page of videos that we have done. We've covered the local and statewide election candidates very heavily. And so this is our page of election coverage. And so this is our YouTube page, or our YouTube channel. So you can see, for example, on the created playlist, we've done 170 political programs through the years, because my YouTube channel is 10 years old. So we've been able to do a lot in the community. So on YouTube, you can create these playlists of different genres of things that you're covering, and direct your viewers to that. So this is a recent video that I did. Let me see if it's going to play. So you can see on this particular platform, this is called StreamYard. I can do a fancy background, a politically kind of graphic background. I can do scrolls. You can see the scrolling down below. And this is how we've done most of our political forums this past year. We did do some that were in studio. So down in the lower left there, you see we did that one live in the studio using the Mevo camera. But for the most part, since the technology has changed and has gotten easy to use, so that you don't have to carry around all that equipment, and you can, if people have an internet connection, and they can, and you show them how to do good audio and set up their camera right, then you can have them do these videos of interviews from around the country using new technology. I believe that is the end of it. So
was that they weren't using a Mevo there though, were they?
No, so on the lower left is the Mevo. The rest of these are StreamYard, not Zoom.
Oh.
StreamYard is the one that I use because I can put these fancy backgrounds on there.
Gotcha.
And
do you feel like the audio is better than like a Zoom?
Yeah, I think the audio is good. So let's play this one again and see what you think.
We can, well, at least on my end, I can see the picture, but I don't hear the sound. I don't know if that's because of Zoom.
Oh,
But I mean, I trust you if you say it's good.
Yeah, and you can go to our page and check
Yeah.
it out.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you go to WPVM's page, there's a link right there on the front page to go to our political coverage.
Okay.
And so anytime you see them up close like this, that's using StreamYard mostly, because I like StreamYard because I can make it look fancy and look like it's coming from a like an NBC studio or something, or
Yeah, it looks really good.
PBX.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I can stop sharing. Okay.
Hey, giggling.
On those StreamYard pictures, are those people, have they done anything in particular to set up their own lighting and
Well,
cameras?
so
and
when I send out an invitation to any of the political candidates, I've got a web interview sheet that I send along with it to tell them, try to make yourself look as good as possible, make yourself sound as good as possible, because if not, people are not going to listen. So they are motivated to try to look and sound good. But I do give them some guidance, and if they want, I will meet with them ahead of time to help them configure so that they look their best.
And what do you suggest for them to do for the audio in StreamYard? Do you urge them to get a microphone or?
Yeah, so I urge them to get a microphone, and I'm using this Rode mic. But if they haven't got it and they don't have anything else, if they use a set of earbuds, like, from Apple, it's better than not using anything. If they don't use anything, they're not going to sound good. And if they don't pay attention to what I send them about lighting, and don't be in front of a window and that sort of thing, then they're going to look bad, and it's going to show on their video. And we've had that happen with some of the people that we interviewed, and sure enough, they don't look good and they don't sound good, so they're not taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah.
So Zoom, we do Zoom at $14.99 a month, but on StreamYard, I think I went for their professional package that lets me stream at 1080 and do those fancy backgrounds. And I think I spent quite a bit more for that, but it also gave us like a little TV studio in the station.
Yeah, that's super cool.
But it's changing. All of that stuff is changing, and it's good to kind of do some research and keep up with the changes, because it's still, I think, especially with the Zoom, the use of people using Zoom accelerated their own development for Zoom ahead about 10 years had the pandemic not happened, it would have taken a lot longer for Zoom to get to the development that it's at now.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I remember from your presentation you talked about before, I don't think you mentioned it yet, was that I appreciated about the Mevo was that you can get different shots in one camera. You can get the wide shot, and then the close up, and the camera will do it all by itself, depending on the respond to motion or sound.
It'll follow motion and sound. And if you go to our video page, you'll see that camera in action. If you go to the link to the political page and scroll down to that one where the video camera was in the studio. You can see how the camera bounces around and follows, and you can also control it yourself too. So in that particular video that I was doing, that I featured, I was managing the camera, but you can put it on automatic too, and it'll search for faces, and when the people are talking, it'll sense that people are talking, and it'll zoom in on that face.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like it's 3 cameras in one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
What page, Davyne, did you say to go to on your website?
Just go to the front page, WPVMFM.org.
Okay.
And to see a lot of our videos, just click on that WPVM's political page. There's a link right there at the top of the front page.
Okay.
And then you can go compare the different, you can look at by looking at them, you can tell, well, that's a Mevo or that's a Zoom kind of interview, or that's a Mevo. If you see the whole studio, broadcast studio, then that's a Zoom, that's a Mevo interview.
So how did you find what did you say, SoundYard?
StreamYard.
StreamYard. How did you find that one?
Who was that woman who was associated with Philly Cam?
Yes.
They were using it. Philly Cam was using StreamYard.
Okay, cool.
And that was like 2 years ago. So 2.5 years ago. So I just checked them out. They have a support group online. So there's lots to learn there. So they have a support group on Facebook. So you can go ask a question, or you can go search that site for answers.
StreamYard does.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's nice. That's really nice.
I'm not sure if Zoom does. I haven't tried it. They might very well do it too.
Yeah.
Because Zoom has a lot of applications now that you can add to your platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go down there, see apps down at the bottom of the page. If you go click on that, they have a phenomenal amount of apps that you can add to your Zoom.
I don't see an apps thing. Maybe it's because I have it.
In the lower menu, I say whiteboard, reactions, record, and then I see an apps icon.
Oh, maybe I guess I have to upload it.
I don't know.
Does it charge you per app?
Probably. I mean, it depends. Some apps are free, and then some apps are paid. But I'm not sure about all their apps. I just know that there's a whole bunch of them now that are available on Zoom.
That's cool.
Davyne, I'm wondering if you have any advice for us. So we want to do this project where we ask affiliate stations to make 2-minute tours of their station, and then so they probably would do that on their cell phone.
Yeah, you could do it on your phone and be really easy to do.
So then what we want to do then is to put that together with an interview with people from the station. So, Stephanie and I would basically introduce the station, and then you would have the tour. And then afterwards, we would spend a few minutes with the management of the station asking them a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would probably put a link to their fundraising and to our fundraising. And so basically just kind of like a 5-minute promotional video that we would then put on YouTube. So my question is, do you think it would work for us to have them make their video on their cell phone, and then during the Zoom or the StreamYard meeting with them, that they would just play the video on Zoom, say, and have it part of the the present, just kind of combine it that way? Do you think that would work?
Well, I'm concerned that whenever I played my video, the audio didn't play. So that either is a glitch or it's something to do with Zoom. But I'm
I
not
have,
sure.
in some of our internal meetings with our station, I have played audio over Zoom before and it did work.
Yeah, so
you
I don't
played
know.
a
It
video?
might be
Did
on.
you play
a
a
s-
video, Fred?
Yeah, she did earlier. I've had both things happen. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it's a settings thing, but that is something to be mindful of. Yeah.
And there are
So,
lots
Fred,
of
when you-
settings. Sorry.
When you played did you ever play a video on Zoom, Fred? Where you had the audio and the video?
I don't think so. I think I was just playing audio for them during a meeting.
Yeah, well, that I'm not concerned about, but I'm wondering. I guess
Well,
we could try it, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
try
I'm,
it.
I'm
Seems
certainly
like it
willing
should
to,
work.
I'm willing to try a walkthrough with you if you want to do a test run.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
That
Yeah.
reminded me too of Davyne. I think in one of your presentations you had a microphone that you could connect to your phone.
Yeah, that's the little Shure 77 that plugs right in.
Yeah, that might be good for a tour. Sure. How do you spell that?
SHURE. I think it's M77.
Okay. Cool. And this is not related, but in your video, you had some mounts on the wall that looked like sound absorbers that were colored in different fabric. Those are really cool looking. I just wondered, what is that, just foam covered in fabric?
No, it's actual acoustic panels that I ordered from Acoustomatic, and then so it'll come uncovered, and then so of course I like to cover things color coordinated. So I got some fabric that was sound absorbing. I did a little research and found some stuff that was sound absorbing, then just went to the fabric store and bought them and stapled it all on.
Okay, so you got acoustic panels and then you added the right
Yeah, so
fabric over.
at Acoustomatic is a website, and you can go order the panels.
What kind of fabric did you
uncovered.
use?
I think I used some sort of a synthetic knit, because it'll made it kind of stretchy, so I could stretch really tight.
When we moved into our current studios 2 or 3 years ago, Arnie Arneson gathered a couple of her friends together and either made or acquired enough quilts to cover every wall of both studios.
Wow.
It worked.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, quilts will work in a pinch until you can get your acoustic panels. But we've got
Must be
acoustic
really
panels on the roof in the broadcast studio. We've got 4 big panels hanging on the roof, and then we've got all those that you see along on the walls.
Yeah, I thought they looked really nice.
And they work. They work.
Nice.
So you can
Yeah,
close
that's
the door
also
in the
nice.
studio, and you can feel how, I don't know, there's just a feel to it when you close the door.
Yeah,
How many do you have in a room?
I think we've got about 9 in the studio.
Okay, like, yeah, on each wall.
We've got 2 on each wall. Then we've got a base on one wall, a base kind of thing that just keeps base regulated. And then we've got 4 hanging on the ceiling.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just hanging. Huh.
Well, they did hooks, like I mean, they're flush against the wall of the ceiling.
Okay.
So when I do a studio tour video, I'll show them. I'll put it up there.
Yeah, do that. Make that a feature.
yeah, start planning it out.
I'm planning ours out. I want to do it before it gets cold. Too cold to stand outside and talk about our house.
That would be this afternoon then.
Right?
Yeah, the cold
That's
is coming.
it. I know.
Cold is on
Today
its way.
might be the last. Yeah.
Yeah, we had really pretty flowers on our porch. We missed that. That would have been nice to have in the video.
We could always do a redo.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. Thank you. I found that very interesting.
Well, things are changing. So, you know, I do a lot of following some tech people to make sure I'm keeping up with what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause things
Yeah,
are
right
changing.
on.
Yeah.
It's fast, isn't it?
You can't
Did
sit on
anyone
your
else-
laurels. You can't sit back on your laurels in the digital world.
Technology drives everything. Oh my gosh. Did anyone have any other questions you wanted to ask? Did
So,
you
Stephanie,
missed a
I think
little
you
bit? What?
I think we should ask them about our t-shirt project.
Our teacher project?
T-shirt project.
T-shirt.
Oh, t-shirt project. Yeah. We had an idea. Well, we want to put want to have a merch page for our website, and we have some designs for Pacifica Network. And we were talking about how it would be fun to include designs from the affiliates and, you know, split the money, and then we'd have a really big page. It would be kind of you know, doing the community thing, showing all the different t-shirts from all the different places. And we were wondering what you guys would think of that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, you know, we got inspired by KZFR's presentation on Bonfire, where you just submit the design to them and they actually print the t-shirts on demand. So the station's not investing any money in merchandise. And so we're setting up a Bonfire account because we have a pretty t-shirt. We have a few pretty t-shirts for Pacifica Network.
Mhm.
And so we want to set those up before Christmas and see if we can sell a few t-shirts. And so basically you don't really invest in the inventory. You just have the design on their website and you link to it. And then Bonfire prints the t-shirts up when they're ordered. So we're planning to do that, but then we thought, well, we could put other people's t-shirts on there too. And just have it one more place where their t-shirts can be found. And then we would, you know, take a certain percentage for that. So I'm wondering what you guys think of that. Do you have a t-shirt design? And if so, does that sound interesting to you to try and do that?
The IDE has a nice t-shirt design.
It does?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you think that,
It's the logo of the station.
yeah, well, and which is really nice. I agree. You guys have a nice logo. Do you think that they would be interested in doing something like that? Do they have a merch page somewhere?
No, not really. No.
I mean, you know, another benefit would be if a station like KIDE did it with us and they got something out of it, it might inspire them to make their own Bonfire page as well.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
And
I could come up with a t-shirt for KWDR.
Yeah. I want to see the Wolf Den t-shirt.
so I don't know,
Okay.
it sounds, I mean, the thing is, there's minimal effort on your part. You don't have to print the t-shirt. You just have to send the design to Bonfire and they do that.
Okay, I'll
Have you-
have to get together some artists. Put one
Okay.
together.
Ursula, have you seen the end product of any of the t-shirts from Bonfire?
I haven't
I have.
held one of them. I have not held one of them in my hand.
That's a
Why?
good question. They do have different varying like quality options.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't like those plasticky or rubbery kind of graphics that get put on t-shirts.
Don't think they do that. It's not an application like that. I do think it's printed. I think
That's
we
probably
asked them
something
that.
we should,
I think we asked them
I
that
don't
because I know
remember.
I don't want t-shirts that have like the plastic application.
Yeah, that gets
Um,
old and starts peeling off.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think
don't
they
think
are
they-
that.
I don't think they do that. We can ask again, but I think I asked them that when we talked to them originally. Do you have a t-shirt, Davyne?
We have had in the past, and we had our little logo embroidered just about
Mm.
2.5 inches, and that looked good. We don't have any now, but we have had them in the past.
Uh-huh. Do you have a t-shirt, Fred?
We got some t-shirts. We got some made for the staff when we were out on Main Street in one of the Concord, Main Street market things in the summertime.
Yeah.
But we only had enough for the staff. So there's been interest off and on over time. We don't have anything going on right now in the merch area, but I'm sure that's a discussion we should be having.
Okay. Yeah, well, like I said, all you need is the design here. You don't need to
Mhm.
have anything printed, but we'll check on that and make sure how the quality is.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, we're kind of trying to figure it out a little bit. We need money. So
get some
we're
money.
figuring out extra ways to bring in some money so we have a little bit more, so we can do a little bit more. Besides, we have had requests recently for t-shirts and it'd be nice to actually to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We ordered
Yeah, I
some,
think it could be nice.
we ordered some business cards from Vistaprint, and they sent us a free hat with our logo on it, just as a sample.
Yeah, hats
so
are very popular.
I have that one of a kind collector's item hat.
That would be a good thing too.
Their hats are very popular. Hats
They're
are
probably
easy to
pretty cheap to make.
sell. I don't know.
Does
because
anybody still do coffee cups?
That's a good
I think
question.
Bonfire might have coffee cups.
But coffee cups are hard to sell these days. I think there's a glut of coffee cups.
Yeah, no, I've got a whole wall of them, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm not pleased anymore when people give me a coffee cup. I'm just like, oh God, another coffee. And when at KHOI, we couldn't really get rid of coffee cups.
Did you give Ruth a coffee cup last Christmas?
Yeah, that was a magic coffee cup.
That wasn't magic. That's different.
But yeah, I don't know, Joseph. That's a good question. At KHOI, we had trouble getting rid of coffee cups. They were not highly desired.
Well, they have mugs at Bonfire, just in case y'all wanted to know if they did. They do.
Okay.
well, we
Someone
gave
wants
them
one.
away with memberships. So
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. I mean, KHOI has a nice coffee cup. It's a nice cup. Yeah. Well, okay, so Joseph will at least hit you up, and Davyne will get back to you on the call.
okay,
Yeah, so can I ask Joseph a question?
sure.
How difficult was it to change your station's call letters?
KIDE still exists.
Oh, so did you just change? You do
I-
a different
I-
station?
Yes, this is my own internet station. Or will be my
Oh.
own internet station. That's why I
Oh,
say .org.
I see. So, all right, I got you.
Okay, please stand by.
So
Does,
you
does
you've
your
Go
got a
ahead.
whole,
station have a name?
you've got a whole station on your own now, and so how are you getting programming?
Well, that's the beauty of internet radio. You don't have to have a constant program all the time.
Oh, okay.
I just moved away from that, and when I have a program, I don't know, I contact people on Facebook, say, hey, something new's up, or I can go all out like Hot Air Radio, or Hot Air does, and they constantly air, I think, almost 18 hours a day, but they've got a lot of staff, a lot of volunteers. So I can't do that. I'm one guy.
Well, so if anybody has any questions on any of those platforms over and above Mevo, let me know and I'll be able to share whatever I've got with you.
Okay,
Thank you.
we'll do that.
Very good. Thank you.
And thank you again for doing the presentation and giving us the updates. It's always nice to be refreshed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, people will be checking it out on the YouTubes.
Yep.
And I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for coming. And
Thank
thanks
you.
again, Davyne. And
Joseph, is your wife participating in your new station?
My wife?
Yeah.
No, she does. She's stepped aside from radio altogether.
Okay.
She's on her own. She's done really well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to see you guys.
okay,
Have you
Good seeing
back?
you.
take care, guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
have a good rest of your day.
Next time.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.